Alright, yeah, let him know in the chat.
Welcome, race fans, to the Domino's TYJ Racing Dented Fender Truck Series, live here on All Pro Broadcasting. We're at the world's last famous Coliseum, Bristol Motor Speedway. And yes, fans, you are going to be prepared for the greatest race you've seen in a long time. Joining me in the booth is my good friend Curtis Young. How you doing tonight, Curtis?
Pretty good, Robert. Always excited for a Bristol race. Probably going to be some of the closest racing that we've seen all season. So, yeah, it should be a good one here. Closing in on the chase, third last race before the chase. And drivers are getting ready to grid up here. So we'll get down the starting grid. I did say on the chat that we're going to have a short delay before the green flag. That's not going to happen any longer. We're all good, so run down the starting grid here and go green. Starting on the pole is the number 2 of Blake Griffith, and to his outside, number 15 of Jeff T. Martin. Rolling off in third place tonight is the number 4 of William Locklear. The 81 of Shane Parrish rolls off to his outside. Gary Sexton in the 17 machine rounds out your top 5. He's got Andrew Kessler in the number 98 to his outside, starting P6. Giovanni Bromanti will start in 7th tonight with Judd Danielson in the 85 machine to his outside. In 8th spot, Vernon Margheim behind them. In 9th, David Wright will round out your top 10. Samuel Given in the 75 starting from the 11th position tonight. Mark Jackson starts from 12th. Tyler Chalk 13th. 24 of Eric Stanford starting 14th. Ray Richer rounds out your top 15. Jeremy Crandall 16th. Paul Krumrie and the number 8 machine rolls off P17 tonight with James Somke to his outside in the number 1. Sean Kalis in the number 45 machine. He starts P19 tonight. Joe Johnson will round out your drivers that took a qualifying time and also your top 20. Drivers to not take a qualifying time here tonight are the number 6 of Gerald Campbell, the 66 of Jack Watts, 84 of Josh Tanner, the 166 of Ralph Vandervorst, 72 of Ivan Garcia, 36 of Michael Fravor, and the number 9 of Chad Payne will round out your 27 truck field tonight. Pace car getting ready to roll off here, and it should be a good one, Robert.
Yes, sir. Real quick, if we go over the point standings, I'm looking that we've got a couple of seconds here and maybe one lap. Yeah. Go ahead, Curtis.
We'll go over the point standings here. Leading the points right now is the 51 truck of James Ross. He's actually not in the field tonight. Second place is the number 6 of Gerald Campbell. Third is Jack Watts in the 66. Fourth is Vernon Margheim. Fifth is Gary Sexton. Tyler Chalk in 6th. William Locklear 7th. The number 98 of Andrew Kessler in 8th. Judd Danielson 9th. And Jeremy Crandall rounds out your top 10 points runners right now. So not sure. I think these guys do have 2 laps under caution here. That they do. Pace car will go around here one more time around Bristol Motor Speedway, and then we'll go green flag here for 200 laps under the lights here at Bristol. And like I said, Robert, it's going to be a good one. Probably some of the closest racing we've seen all year, and our points leader's not here. James has dominated a lot of the events tonight, and there's been a lot of guys battling close behind him for the 2nd and 3rd position. I'm sure that could turn up to be the first place position tonight.
Yes, sir, Curtis and fans, we are going to give you all the details on how to win that free large 3-topping Domino's pizza. This is the only place, Domino's TYJ Racing, live on All Pro Broadcasting, you get that opportunity. We're also going to give you the details on how to subscribe. Go ahead, Curtis, take this start.
The pace car is off for the ES Billiards 200 here at Bristol tonight. Blake Griffith's got a good jump from that inside line, and it's like the number 4 machine of Budweiser machine of William Locklear. He's going to make the move on the inside of Jeff T. Martin, who started on the outside pole there and fall back into third position. I can already hear some of these trucks getting up into the wall, and it's definitely can help you turn a bit for a few laps. If they do that too many times, that's gonna start to slow you down. So look to see who's getting up into the wall and who's not. I know the high groove is probably going to be the dominant lane here tonight.
Yes, sir, Curtis, that's absolutely right. To win this 200-lap race on the super fast Bristol Motor Speedway, the driver who wins that is going to be the driver who keeps his truck clean. Whether you're racing the top groove or the bottom groove, like Andrew Kessler right now, looks like he's in that number 98, just made a clean pass on Shane Parrish. This is a long race. These fuel tanks are going to last a long time. So I'm predicting, Curtis, you can probably agree with me, the tires are going to wear out a lot sooner than you're going to have to make your pit stop.
Yeah, definitely, but at the same time, you can't really afford to pit, so you got to learn how to drive with those old tires if it goes green flag. And that, sometimes Bristol is usually either goes one of two ways. It either goes green flag for a long time, or there's just cautions all the time. So we'll see how this one goes, but right now a lot of these guys it looks like they know this is a 200-lap race. They're pretty much single filing it out. I see Tyler Chalk making a move below the number 33 of Vernon Markheim right now. He's going to slide up in front of him for that 12th position, I do believe. And Ray Richard looking underneath Vernon Markheim now, trying to grab onto the 13th position, or the 14th position. And as I say that, caution is out. Take a look at what happened there. It looks like the Budweiser machine of William Locklear gets spun around in turns number 3 and 4 off the bumper of number 15 of Jeff T. Martin, and quite a stack up after that. I'm not sure if anybody got any terrible damage, but I know the 42 with 85 and the 89 machine got some damage on that one.
Yes, sir, Coach. We're going to bring the replay up as soon as we can here in just a minute. It definitely looks like we've got a contact there on the track. Looks like the four of William Locklear had to get off the gas there, slid up the track a little bit. And these cautions go by quick, fans. So as we're getting this replay pulled up, I've got it right here. Looks like the 4 of William Locklear had to get out of the gas. The 15 of Jeff T. Martin had nowhere to go. He just barely got in the back of him, and of course that caused the 4 to spin around. Collected, I think the 98 just barely got any damage at all, as well as the 85 got a little bit of damage. Like you said, Curtis, not much damage at all for all these trucks.
Yeah, I think the 4 was just slowing down for the corner, and the 15 was a foot or two off his bumper. He was going to drive it in a little bit deeper into the corner than what he was, and just sent the 4 truck around. That basically caused a stack up behind them. Jeff T. Martin just had nowhere to go after that other than keep driving through the 4 of William Locklear and hit the brakes. But yeah, I don't think anybody's truck is going to be ruined beyond being able to keep up to race pace. We are here at Bristol, so as long as you don't have any major engine damage, it doesn't really matter what your truck looks like.
Yes, sir, Curtis, that's going to give these drivers a chance maybe to come down pit road. I'm thinking most of the leaders are going to stay out here. We've only run about 10 laps. And like I said, I don't think many drivers got too much damage here. Maybe a couple will come down pit road to get a few fenders beat out. This is called the Dented Fenders Truck Series, live on All Pro Broadcasting. Real quick, while we're in caution, fans, we want to encourage every single one of you to subscribe. If you're watching on the your device, you want to make sure you click the subscribe button. You get all of the free alerts every time we race, which is Wednesday and Thursday nights. And that's exactly how you're going to win the free large 3-topping Domino's pizza. It looks like the lights are still on the pace car, so we're going to give you the details of how to win that pizza right now. It's real simple, fans. The first fan who can accurately predict the winner of this race before lap 100, which is halfway, and only pick one driver, fans. If you pick 2, 3, 4, you pick one at lap 90, you pick one at lap 10, you pick one at lap 25. I cannot honor those picks. Wait, take your time. Make one pick. The first fan to pick the driver to win this race will win a free large 3-topping Domino's pizza. Carry out only. Any local Domino's store in the United States of America. You can text 919, the number flashing on your screen, 883-7497, or in the live race chat. Say, I picked this driver. Curtis, take this restart for us.
Yeah, pace car lights are off, and the top two drivers, the front row remains unchanged from the beginning of this race. It's going to be Blake Griffith and Jeff T. Martin, but this time they've got Andrew Kessler and Shane Parrish lining up behind them. See if Kessler can do anything with it. Griffith electing to take the bottom line, and I'm not sure that's really the best decision here at Bristol. It is if you can get the good jump like he just did. Green flag is in the air, but if you can get out to the jump that he just did and get up to that high lane before the corner. Oh, and it looks like they're spinning behind him. The problems for the 89 of Giovanni Bromanti.
It looks like we're staying green currently, so we're going to keep following the race real quick and see what happens.
Yeah, if you go back and take a look at what happened with the 89 truck there, Robert, saw him spinning sideways, but back to what I was saying, if you're the outside truck on the restart and you can stay even with that guy inside and not really let him get up to the top lane before you get to the corner, then that's really going to be to your advantage. The outside line is typically the dominant lane here at Bristol. Some of the lower power vehicles, such as the truck, the bottom lane can work a little bit better, but looks like almost a battle for the lead here. Andrew Kessler is putting lots of pressure on the back bumper of the number 2 of Blake Griffith. Looks like he's got the nose on him headed down into turn number 1, but can he get the run off? The top lane momentum usually prevails here at Bristol. Blake Griffith gets the run on the top side, gets clear in turn number 3, but Jeff T. Martin, that's bringing him back into the picture. Those guys battling side by side a little bit. Their top 3 are bumper to bumper to bumper, and if any of these guys make a mistake, they're going to be right into each other, and it's going to be hard for them to even slow down enough if one of them scrapes the outside wall. Looks like we have another yellow flag here out on the track involving the number 36 of Michael Fravert. 36 Twinkies machine goes around in the backstretch.
Yes, sir, fans. We'll get that replay pulled up real quick here and let you know exactly what happened with the 36 Twinkies of Michael Fravert.
And yeah, I'm going back and just taking a look at this replay. It looks like he entering turn number 3 there, entering turn number 1 there. He just kind of got up in the wall in the middle of 1 and 2, slowed right down, and Blake Griffith was already committed to that high lane, and he tried to turn down as much as he could and get off of him, but just nicked him and sent him kind of sideways. And I think 36 had it saved, but Jeremy Crandall came along and just helped him the rest of the way around. So quite a hard hit for the 36 machine there, and Jeremy Crandall, he might want to come in and work on his number 73 truck after that one. But another not so major incident here at Bristol, considering the space we have out here and the number of trucks that can get involved when somebody goes around. Just a 3-truck incident there. Everybody kept it straight and kept going.
Yes, sir, Curtis and fans. I don't think there's a lot of damage on all those trucks. Maybe the 73 got the heaviest impact on the front end. This is Bristol and things happen fast. Definitely looks like the 36 just barely got up in the wall. And unfortunately, some other trucks were involved. So like I said, fans, this is exactly why you want to wait a little bit of time before you make your pick for that free pizza giveaway. This is, you're watching, the ES Billiards 200 live here on All Pro Broadcasting here on Domino's TYJ Racing Denton Fender Truck Series. Fans, we are very happy you're here. Make sure you make any comments you'd like to in the live chat. We do monitor that all race long. And if we have a few more cautions, we'll have plenty of time to monitor any kind of questions you might have. We understand that the live race at Bristol, the truck race tonight, they got some serious rain here. Well, guess what? We have no rain. We've got fast trucks, fast drivers, a competitive field, and you're going to see some of the best action you're going to see tonight early on, and we appreciate you being here. Anybody make any pit stops there, Curtis?
Yeah, the number 2 of Blake Griffith, he pitted from the lead, and it looks like almost nobody came down with him. Jeremy Crandall and Sean Kalis, I do believe, pitted with him, but Jeff T. Martin and Gary Sexton, Ray Richard, looks like they all stayed out. I'm not sure what happened to the 81 of Shane Parrish. I'm not sure if he came in for 2 tires, he's back in the 9th position, or if he just lost a bunch of positions on that last run there, but Yeah, the 2 of Blake Griffith, he's going to have quite a bit of work to do. He's back in the 22nd position. The track position's pretty important here at Bristol, so, I mean, even though you have 20 lap newer tires than the rest of the field, they're 2x2 in front of you, and the top lane is just so much faster than the bottom, and that's where everybody's running. You're going to use up your tires pretty quick trying to get around people, and that advantage is going to even itself out. So we will see exactly how long those 4 new stickers last for that number 2 machine. Not really going to give him much of a fuel advantage, as I think these trucks can probably go about 120 laps on fuel, so anytime coming up on the halfway point, and that's probably a good time for them to pit. Theoretically anyway, pit and never have to come back down pit lane if they didn't want to, so not really going to give them an advantage that way.
Exactly, thank you, Curtis. We got the 1 spinning of James Somke here. Looks like the caution's back out again. Fans, if you give us just a couple of seconds, we'll get that replay pulled up and see exactly what happened here.
Sorry, I was still looking at replays and missed the green flag.
Yeah, it's looking like the 42. That would be of James Wright.
David Wright, yeah,
David Wright, excuse me.
Got in a little hot there and got into the back of the 1, and the 1 just stopped up on the outside wall. And the 84, the 4, the 36, the 98, the 166 of Ralph Vandervorst. Blake Griffith gets involved, so I'm sure Blake Griffith is regretting that pit stop. We'll see how much damage he got. I don't think his truck is destroyed, but could be wrong.
Yes, sir, fans, we're just going to go over that again and give you all the updates. We are going to take this quick timeout to do our first quick commercial break. You are watching the ES Billiards 200 live on All Pro Broadcasting. Make sure you click that subscribe button. That way you get all the free alerts. Curtis Young, Michael D'Amico, myself will be back in just a minute. Be right back, fans.
Smithley, driver the number 0, JD Motorsports Chevrolet, and you're watching All Pro Broadcasting.
When you're ready,
How can we help?
help gets there faster. The cleanup specialists at 1-800-SERVPRO and ServPro.com. Helping make fire and water damage like it never even happened.
Welcome back, race fans. We're going green here, Curtis. Just restart.
Yeah, pace car is getting ready to pull off. Jeff T. Martin going to lead him to the green green flag this time. 17 of Gary Sexton to his outside. Jeff T. Martin takes off. He gets a good jump on the inside lane. Pulls up in front of there, and that number 7, in front of that number 17 of Gary Sexton. Tyler Chalk is in the third. Here comes Ray Richer. He's up into the top 5. He's making a move on the number 3 of Mark Jackson. Looking to move up into that 4th position. Ray Richer, he's got Joe Johnson looking below him. Oh, and the 83 gets into the 44 of Ray Richer, and 85 of Judd Danielson hits the gets into Ray Richer, and get a replay up on that one.
Yeah, fans, just give us a couple seconds. We'll see exactly what happened here.
Yeah, it looks like the 83 of Joe Johnson just got in there a little bit hot, got right into the left rear quarter panel of the number 44 machine of Ray Richer. Judd Danielson and Jack Watts just nowhere to go. They both pile in there, and I think Judd Danielson got some pretty colossal damage off that one, and he's going to be done for a little bit here tonight at least.
Yes, sir, exactly, Curtis. At this time of the race, are there going to be some of the leaders taking some pit strategy here?
We'll take a look here. I think the leader, I think Ray Richer actually got the lead of the race off of that. Or no, he just took a while to get spun back around. He might have to get a wave around here. Jeff T. Martin's still your leader. Doesn't look like they're coming down pit lane right now.
Thank you, Curtis.
And looks like Ray Richer bringing his number 44 machine down pit lane for service, so he might go a lap down here. Judd Danielson as well. Number 1 machine on pit lane. 33 of Vernon Markheim also coming down pit lane. 98 of Andrew Kessler. Right sides are up on the number 8 truck of Paul Krumrie, so he's taking the opportunity to come down here and get 4 fresh ones. His truck actually looks relatively okay. The front end does look pretty beat up, but otherwise he looks okay, so definitely getting some damage repaired there. Ray Richer, he gets out of there without going a lap down, so or another lap down I should say. So it looks like he doesn't have too much damage, or he thinks he can run with it anyway, so still gonna be Jeff T. Martin at the top of the board for this next restart. Update on the number 2 machine of Blake Griffith. He's gotten back onto the lead lap. Going to be taking this restart from the 18th or the 19th position, I do believe. So the 18th position is where Blake Griffith will be taking the restart. Not sure if he's gotten all of his damage repaired yet. It doesn't look like it.
Yes, sir, Curtis and fans. We do have some big movers so far. Obviously at Bristol, things happen fast. I was there not long ago with my wife and family, and if you've never been to the Bristol Motor Speedway, fans, you owe it to yourself to go visit the last Coliseum, and it is a huge Coliseum. The seating capacity there, I think, Curtis, you can correct me if I'm wrong, is over 250,000 people. Any seat in the house is a great seat, and when you get there and see a race live, whether it's April, the spring race, which is a little bit cooler. I'm very familiar with this area of the country. Or you go in August at night race, when the light bulbs are flashing, at least when people used to have light bulbs, flashes on the cameras, you will never have a disappointing visit to the Bristol Motor Speedway.
Pace car is off. Jeff T. Martin gets on the loud pedal, and he gets a good restart, pulls up in front of the 17 of Gary Sexton, just like he did on the last restart. Tyler Chalk trying to make a move below the number 17 of Gary Sexton for that 2nd position. Behind them, the 81 of Shane Parrish and the 24 of Eric Stanford battling out for that 5th position. Looks like 81 gets the run, and he's below the 3 of Mark Jackson now, looking to move up into the 4th position. So see if Mark Jackson can hold him off on the outside.
Yeah, I tell you what, Curtis, you've raced this track many times. I put in about 25 laps in happy hour myself. And tonight, with these weather conditions and these trucks, the high groove is the fast groove. However, if you get a great big momentum run, you can dive down below somebody going into the corner, coming out like the 17 is doing right now. Tyler Chalk, looks like the 17 just beats him to the start-finish line. 17 of Gary Sexton is moving up to the middle of the groove. He's going to complete that pass going down the backstretch.
Tyler Chalk going to dive it back down in the bottom lane, though. Can't quite get the nose on him. He's going to have to move back up the track. And looks like these guys are mostly getting things settled out behind them. Battle side by side with the 73 and the 84. That's Josh Tanner on the top side and Jeremy Crandall on the bottom side. Jeremy Crandall making the bottom side work. He's alongside the number 4 of William Locklear there, and we'll see if he can get by Locklear on the bottom. He's got by the 84 of Josh Tanner, and he's got the Crandall's got the 98 trying to work the bottom side behind them too. So on new tires, I think the bottom side definitely works a little bit better. I don't really think many of these guys are on new tires. Don't think the 73 machine is anyway. So, but I think the top side is starting to work a little bit better. And Andrew Kessler going to move up there behind the number 73 of Jeremy Crandall. And they're getting, and the 73 gets sideways.
It looks like he saves it. No caution. We're staying green. Another very, very talented driver in Domino's TYJ Racing, Denton Fender Truck Series. These guys can save a wreck anytime, most of the time.
Jeremy Crandall, I think, just got on the brakes a little bit too hot there and locked him up and broke it sideways. Did a good job not overcorrecting back up the track and just driving it down to the apron, waiting until the track was clear, pulling back up. And I think he only lost about 2 or 3 positions, so not a terrible mistake for the 73 camp, something he can definitely recover from. But these guys are continuing to click off the laps here at Bristol Motor Speedway, and it's a hornet's nest there behind 5th position with Tyler Chalk, Josh Tanner, William Locklear, Andrew Kessler, Jack Watts coming into the picture here, Paul Krumrie behind them in the basically a Dale Jr. throwback truck here. Junior never raced the truck series, but that's obviously his rookie Budweiser scheme that he did drive in the Cup series, so it's always a familiar one out there.
Yeah, so that's a great paint job by Paul and that number 8. And yeah, you're absolutely right. A big hornet's nest. I have noticed that the number 07 of Tyler Chalk has been into the wall a couple of times. He's driving that beautiful Southeast Motorsports Domino's pizza truck. That highline, like I said, is the best line around. They go 3 wide here as Josh Tanner makes a move into the middle. We got, looks like Andrew Kessler on the bottom side of that number 98, beautiful black and green Aegis Motorsports. It looks like Andrew Kessler decides to back out in just a minute. It is a little bit too early to be racing too hard, but when you see 3 wide at Bristol, sometimes things can happen. These great drivers work their way through it this time as Andrew Kessler is all over the back bumper with that Racer's Digest number 84 of Josh Tanner. Looks Andrew's got a good run on him now as they go down the backstretch. He's going to dive it in low. Hopefully it sticks. And I don't know, it looks like Josh Tanner's got the great run off the corner. That's exactly what we're going to see here all night long. You get a great run on somebody. The highline is the preferred group, especially if you have any kind of wear on your tires, courtesy fans. And Andrew Kessler is still trying to make that pass.
Back up front, still 15 of Jeff T. Martin, but Gary Sexton closed the gap about a half a tenth that last time by at the stripe. He's been basically maintaining that gap the entire run here. See if Gary can close it a little more. This time by it actually fell back about another half tenth, so but the 15 got real close to the outside wall that last time. I don't think he's really gotten into it much yet, but now is the time when the tires are starting to fade a little bit for these guys who haven't really been down pit lane, especially more than once. So they're going to start drifting up into the wall more. Guys are going to start having no place to go, running into the back of them. Been green flag here now for trying to get a number here since about lap 39. So 20 laps here with been green flag. Tires are definitely starting to heat up, and I don't think a lot of these guys have been down pit lane since about lap 20, 25.
Yes, sir. Curtis says we're now on lap 61. We do have still 18 drivers on the lead lap. The last driver is Ivan Garcia. He's in that famous number 72, but up front, definitely looks like Jeff T. Martin, that number 15. is leading the way here. He's got a mirror full of Gary Sexton at number 17 hex cam. Gary Sexton is taking his time, biding his time. He's looking over the 15 and trying to make the best way around him. He's going to continue to follow in the tire tracks there for now. And this is one of the greatest battles we have on the track right now. Like I said, Jeff T. Martin's in that. Southeast Motorsports A-Top Gamers Chevrolet Silverado number 15. Behind him, if we get a second to go through the field, we've got Gary Sexton, already mentioned. He's in that Dirty Air Studios IRATS Cross Continent Racing Toyota Tundra number 17 in second position. In third, we have Eric Stanford in that beautiful Pepsi, the choice of a new generation, number 24 Toyota. He's having a great run. Mark Jackson has always got a great, beautiful paint job. Over the top paints. Number 3 is riding in number 4 position. He's got a beautiful American flag on that truck. We'd love to see that here at Domino's TYJ Racing. Looks like in 5th we have the Surf Pro vehicle of Shane Parrish. That number 81 Toyota Tundra is having another great run as well. As he looks to the outside of Mark Jackson, it's going to be interesting who can win this battle off the pit road. Off the corner. Looks like Mark Jackson's going to let Shane take that position now. We got Andrew Kessler, the chef's Andy Aegis Toyota Tundra number 98 in the top 5. That puts Mark Jackson 6th. 7th, we have the iRacers Digest Toyota Tundra 84 of Josh Tanner. He's running in 7th. He's always got a great truck and a great finish usually here. He's got a couple of wins, I think, already. We got Jack Watts, another great over-the-top paint job fans. You want to get a good close-up view of this truck. The rear bumper, the deck lid, and the hood of this Jack Watts truck number 66 is a beautiful paint scheme here at Chevrolet Silverado, my bad. He's running in 8th. We got in, looks like 9th position, Paul Cramright. And that, like Curtis said earlier, that Dale Earnhardt Jr. original paint job, that number 8, he's running in 9th. Running in 10th, looks like we've got William Locklear and another Budweiser Chevrolet Silverado number 4. William's got a little bit of damage on the right rear of that truck, but he's having a great one so far as he's getting some pressure. Right now, it looks like from Jeremy Crandall in that Scoops Ice Cream, number 73. Jeremy is up to 11th position here as one of our greatest, most intelligent drivers. He knows how to factor these races with his crew chief on pit strategy, etc. This is going to be a guy you're going to have to beat here at Bristol because fuel strategy is going to have a play here. Looks like in number 12 we got the 07 Southeast Motorsports Domino's truck, Toyota Tundra of Tyler Chalk. He's getting passed right now. Looks like, or trying to get passed by the number 33 of Vernon Margine. He's in that GTR Toyota Tundra, having a great run so far. He's got a little bit of damage on the back of the truck. Most of these trucks are going to have damage. We've also got Gerald Campbell in that number 6. No scars, no stories, veterans of foreign wars, Chevrolet Silverado. Looks like he's running in position 13, trying to make the pass here on the inside.
Oh, right on the front stretch, Robert. That was the big one. The leaders were in heavy lap traffic, and it looks like 17 of the 17 of Gary Sexton, 72 of Ivan Garcia get together. So it looks like
yes, fans, we'll get that replay pulled up real quick to find out exactly what happened here. Go ahead, Curtis. It looks like it had to do with the 166.
Yeah, the 166 of Ralph Vandervorst. He had the leader of Jeff T. Martin below him, so he's trying to stay up into the top lane. Got it up into the wall, and before that, while that was happening, Gary Sexton was making a pass on Ivan Garcia around the outside, so Gary Sexton was kind of forced to split that middle. Turned into the 72 of Ivan Garcia, kind of really had no choice to do so. Sends the 72 straight into the wall, and Ivan Garcia just bounces back up onto the track, gets absolutely plowed by Mark Jackson, and yeah, just unfortunate for those guys. I mean, it's gonna happen when you get into lap traffic. You gotta try and make all the moves you can as fast as you can when you're getting around these lap cars, or somebody else will make that move for you. They're right on your back bumper. So I was just unfortunate that 166 got up into the wall there while somebody else was making a pass around a lap car on the outside, and that just really threw things off. So
Yeah.
Unfortunate end for the 72 tonight, and I think Mark Jackson's probably not going to be up to par anymore either.
Yes, sir. I want to give a quick shout out to the number 45 of Sean Kayla's fans. Looks like he's getting the wave round currently. He's in that Hot Wheels Toyota Tundra. And if we can get a good view of this truck, it is a beautiful view. Hot Wheels, tell you when Sean Kalis comes to the race, every single week he's got some serious damage on his Toyota Tundra as he's down pit road, coming off pit road, getting 4 tires. He actually getting some extra damage repaired, but that Hot Wheels Camping World Toyota Tundra is a great looking paint job.
It looks like Gary Sexton actually got the lead off that cycle of pit stops. Comes out in front of that number 15 machine. Shane Parrish going to come out in third. I think he gained a position as well. Eric Stanford fourth. Andrew Kessler fifth. So a little bit of a change up in the running order after that pit stop. Gary Sexton to the point though, and those two trucks, the 15 and the 17, looked very even on that last run, and I think it's going to be hard for either one of them to make a pass on each other. So
I tell you what they do.
Games all night here for these guys, just trying to fake each other out into pitting and just get themselves away from each other really, and see who's got the better strategy at the end.
Yes, sir. You're absolutely right there, Curtis. I want to remind all the fans real quick. You've got about 20 laps to go to get your pick in for the Domino's free 3-topping large pizza. All you have to do is text 919-883-7497, or if you're watching on your device, make sure you click the subscribe button to All Pro Broadcasting, and you get all the alerts. You can say, I picked this driver to win, I'll let you take the restart, Curtis.
Sexton takes the top lane on this restart. He gets a good jump on the high lane. Looks like Eric Stanford's actually going to be able to pull up alongside the second place driver of Jeff T. Martin, but Jeff T. Martin gets a good run on the inside off of that restart. He looks like he gets almost into the back bumper of the number 17 of Gary Sexton. A little bit of a connection issue for the 15 of Jeff T. Martin. Hopefully that settles out. He's got Eric Stanford to his inside now.
Yeah, it does look like Gary Sexton does have a lead here coming down that restart. Eric Stanford's trying to make a little groove work, and it is hard to make it work on brand new tires. Like I said earlier, these trucks are the fastest on the high groove here.
Gary Sexton pulled out to about a 3 or 4 truck length gap on that number 15 machine of Jeff T. Martin, and Jeff's getting lots of pressure from the number 84 of Josh Tanner. Josh Tanner looking below the number 15 machine as they both close the gap on the number 17 of Gary Sexton. And looks like the 84 just not able to put the momentum down, the power down off the corner, and he's going to get passed by the number 98 machine of Andrew Kessler in that number 98 Aegis Motorsports Toyota Tundra.
Yes, sir. The number 98 of Andrew Kessler has got a great machine. He's got a great run here on the 15. Sorry, Curtis.
Yeah, that number 98 always says that he likes the flat tracks, so I'm not sure what he's doing running up front here at Bristol, but I'm sure he'll take it. Jeff T. Martin put lots of pressure on the back bumper, the number 17 of Gary Sexton. Just running inches apart through the corner there. It looks like Jeff is driving it just a little bit deeper into the corner. Can't quite get a run off though, and he's looking to the bottom. Not going to be able to get the run though. That's going to allow Andrew Kessler to get a little bit of a run on the outside, but Jeff T. Martin going to come back up, block that run, and keep the 98 behind him. And looking for some other side-by-side battles on the track, and a lot of these guys are single filed out. Shane Parrish is trying to make a move on Tyler Chalk there, back for the 15th position.
Looks like he completes that pass, yes sir.
Yeah, he gets the job done there. And keep an eye on Shane Parrish actually. I'm not sure what happened to him, but I'm sure he's going to start a charge up through the field here. He's looking below the number 42 of David Wright, and he gets into the 01 of James Somke. Caution is out. Hard contact in turn 3 and 4.
Yes sir, fans, we'll pull that replay up real quick. We were pretty much watching it as it happened. Like we said, we're not sure what happened to the 81 earlier to get him that far back in the pack. We know he was making his way through there, and we'll get the replay pulled up real quick.
Yeah, he just got in there hot, got in right into the back of James Somke. I'm going to say that James Somke did turn down a little bit too, but the closing rate there between the 1 and the 81 was just drastic, and he got into the back of him, and David Wright absolutely nowhere to go for that Triad Computer Works number 42 machine. Hard contact for those two, and Tyler Chalk gets into the number 1 machine a little bit after that, and everybody else gets out of that unscathed, I do believe.
Yes, sir. Curtis, the fans, again, just a quick reminder, you got a few more laps to get your peek in. Curtis, who you seen as some of the people, some of the drivers that started further in the back, who might be working that pit strategy already?
I'm not really sure about who's working the pit strategy, but I know the number 9, the 84, Josh Tanner, he was up there, and he's brought his machine down pit lane, I do believe, so he might be one of those guys working the pit strategy. He didn't even take a qualifying time. He was just running in the 4th position. I think he was the only one inside the top 5 to bring his truck down pit lane, so look for Josh Tanner to just kind of run an opposite cycle of these guys on pit strategy. See if he can make that work out for him at the end and put himself out up front. Ray Richards actually made his way back up to 6th position, so it's like his truck is actually not too bad. Still a competitive truck out there tonight. Just needs to put himself in the right position to be able to execute. Still quite a bit of damage on the tailgate of that thing, but Ray was a lap down, a lap or 2 down actually, about 30 laps ago, so he's made his way not only back onto the lead lap, but back inside the top 10, running in P number 6 right now. Hoping for a good run for that number 44 machine, actually. I think he's going to have to drop to the end of the longest line because he got the lucky dog on that, and some guys pitted. That's what put him up there. That or he got a penalty, I'm not 100% sure.
I tell you what, the leaders that have been leading the race so far for the majority of the night, the 17 of Gary Sexton, he is driving that beautiful Dirty Air Studios Toyota Tundra. We'll see if we get a word with him real quick. Who else are you looking at here?
I've just for big movers, I mean, I guess you could consider Eric Stanford a big mover. He started in 14th. That's about halfway back through the field. And who do you got a hold of here, Robert?
Yeah, I got a hold of Gary Sexton real quick. Gary, give us an idea on your sponsor in the truck tonight, Dirty Air Studios, real quick.
Yeah, Dirty Air Studios is pretty much my my studio company for iRacing. Do videos. I did the awesome Dirt Renegade series. But hey, we're about to get going green here, so I'll talk to you guys a little bit.
Yes, sir. Good luck. Looks like we're going to take a second to get a restart here. And Curtis, who are you looking at up front?
Still trying to see if there's anybody up there that hasn't really been up there all night. Gerald Campbell, actually, he's in the number 6 machine. He's made his way up to 7th position. He started in 21st, so he's running in 2nd in the points right now. He led a lot of the way this year so far in the point standings and had it slip away in recent weeks to the 51 of James Ross, but I'm sure he's looking for a strong run here tonight, especially because the 51 of James Ross isn't even in the field, so for the next 2 weeks for that matter, so it's going to give some of these guys a lot of time to make up some points. And green flag in the air. Gary Sexton did take the outside on that restart again, and everybody else looks like Jeff T. Martin and Eric Stanford, they got a good jump. 98 of Andrew Kessler is side by side right now with the 24 of Eric Stanford. And the 15 gets up into the wall, and that sends the 24 around, and Jeff T. Martin's into the wall hard. Big wreck behind them.
Yes, sir, Curtis.
Stretch.
Yes, sir, Curtis. Things happen faster. Fans, things happen fast here. We hope you're not here watching for the wrecks, but we've got a couple of them here tonight. We'll get the replay pulled up real quick.
And yeah, that all started with the 15 getting up into the wall. Eric Stanford got in the back of him, and that basically pit maneuvered sent Eric Stanford up into the 84, back up into the 4, into that 8 machine, and everybody just piled on in. So big wreck there. Hard to tell who got how much damage, where, and who's even. We'll just have to see what happens. Who's back out here when the green flag drops.
Yes, sir, Curtis. If you'll go over who comes down pit road, who does not, I'll be back here in just a second. And just so guys know, and all the fans, you got about 1 lap or less to get your pick in for the free pizza.
Yeah, Paul Krumrie brings his truck down pit lane. Joe Johnson, Eric Stanford, Vernon Margheim, Judd Danielson as well. I'm not sure if Judd is just repairing damage from before, but man, that was a big one, Robert.
Yes, sir, Curtis. I tell you what, things happen quick, and once they happen, it just is unfortunate for a lot of drivers.
Worked out good for Gary Sexton, though. He watched everybody pile up behind him. Didn't take any damage from that, and it looks like it also worked out good for the 6 of Jared Campbell as he managed to make his way through that. And trying to see how many drivers we still have left on the lead lap here. It looks like we have 9 drivers left on the lead lap after that wreck, so big complications here on lap 102. Free pizza giveaway opportunity window is closed, so hopefully you picked your driver, and hopefully you didn't just get wrecked out right there.
Yes, sir, Curtis. I'll tell you what, that took out quite a few folks, and that's going to give a lot of guys a chance to pull off their win before the chase starts here. Curtis, if you have that in front of you, how many races do we have before these trucks start the chase?
This is our third last race, so 2 more points events after tonight. I do believe we have 2 non-points events as well, so it's still going to be, I think it's September 20th is when our chase starts. Don't quote me on that, but yeah, 2 more points races after this one for before the chase starts, and yeah, 2 non-points races, I do believe. So Next week we have a non-points race at Darlington. Week after that is a points race at Watkins Glen. The week after that, I believe, is a non-points race, and then we have our final race before the chase is Chicagoland, and chase starts in New Hampshire. So there's only 2 more opportunities after tonight for these guys to get a win and lock themselves into the chase. But pace car's off. Gary Sexton takes the outside again on that restart, as he has all night when he's had the opportunity up there to be the control car. But Josh Tanner charges by the number 6 of Gerald Campbell on the outside on that restart from the 4th position. So Josh Tanner, he didn't take a qualifying time, but his practice times were very close to that number 17 machine of Gary Sexton. So just on different strategies. Gary figured, I'm going to try and qualify up front and stay out of the wrecks. Josh Tanner figured, I'm going to try and not qualify at all and just hope that I don't get collected in them. But Gerald Campbell trying to make that pass back around the number 84, Josh Tanner. Maybe he realized he took a little bit too easy on the inside on that restart. Wasn't really expecting Josh Tanner to put that much power down on the outside of that restart, but he's putting some pressure on the number 17 of Gary Sexton right now. Sure, Gary was happy to see some of those other guys that were putting pressure on him wiped away. I mean, I shouldn't say he was happy. I'm sure he wasn't happy to see them wreck, but I'm sure he's happy that he's not all up in the rearview mirror anymore. And now he's got Josh Tanner there, though. And
yes, sir, Curtis. Real quick, Josh Tanner's got, if you check your data, at least 2 wins through the Truck Series. He hasn't raced every Truck Series race here, the Denny Fender Truck Series, Dominus 200 Racing, but every time the 84 of Josh Tanner shows up, he is a threat. He knows how to take his time, manage his tires, and make it to the front. And it looks like to me, this might be one of his favorite tracks. Everybody's got favorite tracks. Some guys are better at certain tracks just because they've been there. And it looks like Josh Tanner, this is one of his favorite tracks.
Yeah, Josh Tanner, he does have 2 wins this year. Still not 100% locked into the chase, though. You have to be in the top 30 in points. He's only ran 9 races, so it's I mean, this is our 20th race of the season here for the points racing, so he's only ran half the number of races as a lot of these other guys, and he's got 4 top 10s, 2 wins, currently sitting in the 26th position in the point standings. He's got looks like about a 57 point gap cushion over the 30th place driver of Ralph Vandervorst, so as long as he can stay up in the top 30, he'll be just fine for making that chase, but he's going to have to be able to show up to these the rest of these races. But right now, I'm sure he's just focused on trying to keep his... I'm sure he's not too worried about the win, to be honest. He probably knows that, he just has to get a decent points night out of it and try and stay up in the top 30. He's already locked in. Gary Sexton, on the other hand, he's locked in as well, but he's sitting in 5th in the point standings, so there's nothing really on the line for him other than, incoming points if coming into the standings, but he's going to be going for it for sure. But look, what happened with the 84 machine?
He got into the wall. He got into the wall earlier. The 98 of Andrew Kessler, that Aegis Toyota, got around him. So the 98 of Andrew Kessler, this might be his favorite track. He's making a move here on the leader here in the 17 of Gary Sexton as they catch up with more live traffic, in which they're staying to the bottom. But this is going to be a great race here coming down. We still got over 100 and looks like 80 laps to go here, Curtis.
Oh no, we got 80.
Not 100, 80 laps. My bad. Yes, sir. Sorry, Curtis. Sorry, fans. We don't want to keep you up all night.
But yeah, looks like the 98 machine, he's sticking right on the back bumper of the number 17 of Gary Sexton, and they're coming up into lap traffic. I'm not sure how heavy it's going to get, as a lot of these trucks are getting damaged right now. Looks like it's just the 42 of David Wright for now.
Yes, sir, Curtis. Another quick thing I want to mention. We got a lot of drivers in the front here having a great run tonight. The number 73 of Jeremy Crandall. He is in that Hermie and Elliott Sandler Foundation Scoops Ice Cream. Number 73. Beautiful paint job, fans. You got to see the front of that truck. He's up to the 5th position. Great run for Jeremy. We've also got another driver, Joe Johnson, is in 9th. He is driving that Traxxas Toyota Tundra. A lot of these trucks have damage on them, including his. Back in 6th, we've got Ray Richer in that number 44 Pro Auto Service Chevrolet Silverado. A lot of these guys have dodged the big accidents, and they're looking for a good top 10, top 5, maybe even a win tonight. Behind him, we got William Locklear in that Budweiser number 4 Chevrolet Silverado. He's got a lot of damage. He's been in a few different issues tonight, but he's still running up at 7th. We've got Shane Parrish. He's got damage on the left front, the right rear, the left rear. This Serv Pro fired water restoration truck, Toyota Silverado. I tell you what, if the motor doesn't go on this truck, he's going to have a good finish. He's in 10th. One other thing, I mentioned Sean Kalis earlier. He's in that number 45 Hot Wheels Toyota Tundra. He's up to 8th. He's having another great run himself. He's got damage on the left front, the right front. That just shows these dented fender trucks have got a lot of dented fenders, and they are definitely tough. We've also got, that's about the top 10 there on the lead lap. Go ahead, Curtis.
Yeah, I was just going to say, Jeremy Crandall, he's made his way up into the top 10, or into the top 5, sorry, I should say.
Yes, sir.
To me, just hit the wall, only kissed it a little bit there, scraped a little bit more paint off, nothing major, but yeah, with that major wreck there, Jeremy Crandall managed to make it through without much damage, and 8 trucks on the lead lap now. This is allowed some of these guys that, sometimes just aren't able to run up front all the time. Not that Jeremy Crandall doesn't. He's actually been running up front quite a bit in recent weeks, but guys like Sean Kalis, he's been learning every week this year. He's up in the 8th position now, so as long as he can keep his truck clean, he has a solid run going for him. And everybody else up there, it's like they're relatively familiar to the top of the board, but I'm interested to see what that 45 and 73 machine can do up front with these guys who run up front a little bit more than them, but
real quick, Curtis, you mentioned the 45 again. I hate to keep saying this. Actually, I love to keep saying this. The 45 of Sean Kalis, he has got a beautiful truck. Every single week he's here. And a couple of quick background information on Sean. We like to try to get 1 to 5 Domino's TYJ driver profiles in. Sean Kalis is from Brighton, Illinois. He always races that number 45, and fans, he always brings it with the paint schemes here. I'm pretty sure Tanner Tallarico Paints is who does his painting. His team is SBT. He's been in sim racing for 10 years. He does have a K&N National Series win. He's got a win at Daytona in the IndyCar. He's got one B-Class Open win at Talladega. He wants to give special thanks to his family, wife, Barbara, and his son, Troy. That's a very young son he's got. He also wants to thank Tallarico Sounds and Designs for the paint jobs. Also, he wants to give thanks to his friends at Laid Back Outlaw Racing Group. They've helped him a lot, and we're happy to see Sean having a good run tonight. Thank you, Curtis.
Yeah, just one of those guys who's always looking to improve, always willing to listen to what somebody else has to say. And yeah, when he first joined the league, he was always looking for advice. Just wanted to know how people wanted to be raced and stuff. Just a very respectful guy overall. You see him get low there for the leaders that coming by fast, and he just let them right on by, no fight at all. So it's the way you expect out there. And battle for the lead though, looks like the 7, we saw them fly by there. The Shane Parrish does the same thing. He gets low and slow and lets them on by. So Kessler is staying right on the back bumper of Gary Sexton, and roles reversed. It looks like Sexton was the one chasing for most of the night here until that wreck a couple 20-30 laps ago, and now he's got a mirror full of a truck. So we'll see.
Yes, sir, Curtis. We just had an incident real quick there. We bring the replay. The 83 of Joe Johnson got just barely into the 73 of Jeremy Crandall. The caution did not come out, and we are staying green here.
That's unfortunate for Jeremy Crandall, running up in the top 5, and said he got hit by a lap truck.
Yeah, unfortunately, he was able to keep it running. I think 83 got a little bit more damage than he did, but these leaders are still putting it up.
Yeah, that looks like the only real battle on the track. Ray Richer, he's trying, or sorry, not Ray Richer, Shane Parrish, he's trying to make his way around the 73 right now. That's not even for position. Shane is 3 laps behind the 71, or the 73. So if I was the 73, I think I'd be letting him go and just trying to not let the 45 machine catch up to you. As Sean Kalis is right on about 3 truck lengths behind the number 73 machine now. So Sean Kalis could be looking to take away that 7th position from Jeremy Crandall, and coming up to lap the number 33 of Vernon Markheim, heavily damaged from a wreck earlier. A lot of these guys, you'll see them cycle back out onto the track as the race progresses.
We got a race lead right here, the 98. It looks like if Andrew Kessler got a good run on the 17 and Gary Sexton, he was not able to complete the pass. These tires are really getting old here, Curtis, and I think it's going to take something else for the 98 of Andrew Kessler, that Aegis Toyota, to get around the 17 Hexcom of Gary Sexton, although he's continuing to put the pressure on as we speak.
Yeah, when the tires get old here at Bristol, it's really hard to make a pass if you can't get to somebody's outside. And it's hard to get to their outside when they're running up at the wall most of the time. So,
and go ahead, Curtis.
I was going to say, you really got to drive it in.
Yes, sir. I was going to also mention
on the outside and be able to make it stick without hitting the wall, and force them to stay low and be able to stick it with them on the outside as well. So it's tough to make a pass here in Bristol, and yeah, Gary Sexton might have made the race-winning move there about 50 laps ago when he came out of pit lane first in front of Jeff T. Martin.
Yeah, I tell you what, Curtis, I know Andrew Kessler. He is one of our great racers. He's won one, if not two races. I think when we race back at Gateway, he knows how to get around the flat tracks, but he's proven tonight, Curtis and fans, that the number 98 Aegis Motorsports Toyota of Andrew Kessler knows how to get around these high-banked short tracks here at Bristol. He is one of the only 4 trucks on the lead lap. We've got Gary Sexton leading the way in first position. Second position, we got the 98 of Andrew Kessler. Third, we have Josh Tanner in that iRacers Digest. He's running in third position, started all the way back at 23rd. And running fourth, we have our good friend Gerald Campbell at number 6. He started in 21st. Everybody else is a lap or more down. The first truck lap down is William Locklear at number 4. Budweiser, he's trying to get his lap back. But he's fighting right now with, looks like Ray Rootson at number 44. Another veteran driver. We've also got, looks like Jeremy Crandall, 73, a lap down in 7th. In 8th position, 1 lap down, we also have Sean Kalis, we mentioned him in the Hot Wheels. We have 2 laps down. Joe Johnson, 4 laps down. Shane Pearson, 81. James Somke is also, looks like 16 laps down. All these other trucks are just trying to get some kind of finish. But the battle for this win tonight at Domino's TYJ Racing Denton Fender Truck Series is going to be between the 17 and the 98. The 84 of Josh Tanner, the Gary Sexton, Andrew Kessler, Josh Tanner, and Gerald Campbell, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think it's going to be between the 17 and the 98 personally. Tanner and Campbell, they're quick, but it doesn't look like they're quite as quick as the 98 and 17. 98 and 17 both look very even. It's not sure if either one of them are going to be able to get around each other at all. I think we've been green flagged since about lap 100, so 50 lap run for these guys. Definitely the longest one of the race, and I do believe they're good on fuel. So if they can go, if it stays green flag, I don't think you're going to see these guys pit. That'll be a 100 lap run to the end on these tires without stopping, so they're going to be hurting near the end, and it could come down to tire conservation. I think at this point you're not going to see much more fall off. They're running about 15.6s, and I think that's about where you're going to see it stay. That's where it's been for the last 10 to 15 laps.
Yes, sir, Curtis. I'll tell you what, this is one of the greatest races we've seen in a long time. Every single time we race at the short track here at Domino's TYJ Denton Fender Racing, we usually have a few cautions up front, like we had earlier tonight. And then we have a long green flag stretch, fans, and that's exactly what I hope you're enjoying tonight. I also hope, fans, whoever is the lucky person to win that free large 3-topping Domino's pizza, that you enjoyed that pizza this weekend. We gave away 2 free pizzas last weekend, actually to the same family. We've given away about 40, yes, fans, 40 large 3-topping Domino's pizzas to fans over the last, 7-8 months so far in 2017, Curtis. And we're happy to do it. If you live anywhere, if you have a Domino's store in your city, even if you've got to drive 10 miles to your closest Domino's store, carry out only, you can win the free pizza. You want to make sure you tune in tomorrow night. We're going to have another exciting race. We're going to have our Domino's TYJ Racing Premier Xfinity Series at Iowa. It's going to be another 200-lap short track. And you want to make sure you're tuning in here at All Pro Broadcasting, fans. Make sure all of you click the subscribe button. Get the free alert so you know when to tune in. It'll be 8:50 p.m. Eastern tomorrow night, every Wednesday and Thursday night. You do not want to miss any of these races, and your chance to win that free pizza. Curtis, this battle up front is still looking incredible.
Yeah, it looks like the 98 machine has fallen back a couple tenths. He's 0.6 of a second back of the 17 now, so that's going to be really hard for him to catch back up and make the pass. So I'm sure Kessler is hoping for a caution here as we close in on 30 laps to go.
Curtis, in your opinion, can these trucks make it to the end of the way here on the fuel they've got in the tank?
Yeah, I think they can. I think, like I said earlier, I think they can go 100 to 120 is about my estimated fuel window. I haven't ran Bristol in quite a while, especially in these Camping World trucks, but with the 75% fuel load that we normally run here at Bristol, I do believe it's over 100 laps, and these guys pitted with 100 to go. So I know Gary Sexton would have had the strategy down, and I think he probably, the reason he came down pit lane was because he saw how big of a wreck that was, and he just decided that, you know, if there's not going to be another wreck, then I can make it on fuel if I pit here. So that's what he decided to do, and going to be 30 laps to go next time by.
Yes, sir. It looks like the 4 of William Locklear, that Budweiser truck. He's up to the 5th position. He just passed Sean Kalis in that Hot Wheels Toyota. He's making a move now, getting around the 73 of Jeremy Crandall. So I'm not sure if William took tires not too long ago, although he's got a mirror full, looks like, of Josh Tanner in that 84 in that 3rd position. So it looks like we've got right at the 4 drivers on the lead lap. And William Locklear is making the best he can out of his truck. He's got damage. Most of these trucks have damage. Right front fender, left front fender, rear tailgate. I tell you what, Curtis, the 84 just scraped the wall again. That's exactly why we call this Domino's TYJ Racing Dented Fender Series. If you want to have your chance to be involved for 2018, you can also text the same number, 919-883-7497. We are making a list for 2018. We'll be adding just a handful of quality, high-quality drivers for 2018. Again, also make sure you click the subscribe button on All Pro Broadcasting. You get all the alerts. We appreciate you being here, fans.
Kessler has fallen back another 10th from the number 17 of Gary Sexton in 7/10 of a second. Let's see what it is this time by the stripe, 9/10 of a second. So he lost another 2/10 and not looking good for that number 98 machine. He's probably pushing it, trying to drive the heck out of that thing, make his way back up there, and I mean, yeah, falls back another 10th that last time. So 1 second is the gap now. It looks like Mark Jackson is back out on the track making laps, 92 laps down. So Mark gained back a few positions, running 21st right now. So any Mark Jackson fans, take note of that, running 21st with 25 laps to go, and looks like a lot of these other guys don't make it back out on the track. He can gain a good 3 to 5 positions off of that. So
yes, sir, Curtis. Mark Jackson is out there back with damage repair. He's still got some dented fenders. Tonight he is running that number 3 over-the-top paints. Chevrolet Silverado wrote another last Domino's Dark profile. Mark Jackson is from Wichita, Kansas. Mark's main team is Over the Top Paints, your sponsor. Also, he has PAD, People Against Distracted Driving. The fans, make sure you do not drive distracted tonight, tomorrow, next week, this weekend, ever. You do not want to cost a life. He's been 17 years in sim, Mark Jackson has. He's got a lot of local street class bracket racing. He's got over 40 wins in 770 starts in iRacing, over 200 top 5s. There's probably 250 by now. He'd like to give special thanks to John Hendrick, the famous painter of all these over-the-top paint schemes you see tonight, fans. You want to make sure you look him up. He also wants to thank his fiancee, Kristen Phillips, and Southeast Motorsports. Good to see him back on the track. A lot of these drivers will make the effort to get back out to gain as many positions as possible, because the chase is right around the corner, fans, and you want to make sure you tune in every single Wednesday night through the end of the year. When the season's even over, we're going to have some incredible special event races, some big-time charity events, a lot of money given out. You want to make sure you tune in. We might even be giving away 2 pizzas on those nights on those charity events coming in November, late November, and December.
And the gap up front is still growing, in case you guys were wondering. Number of trucks on the lead lap number has fallen to 3. It's just Gary Sexton, Andrew Kessler, and Josh Tanner. They have now put the number 6 machine of Gerald Campbell a lap down. So Kessler doing everything he can to try and make it back up there, but it just doesn't look like it's enough right now to keep up with the number 17 machine. Tires have worn right out on that number 98, and coming up to take 15 laps to go this time by for that number 17 of Gary Sexton.
Yeah, I'll tell you one thing for sure, Gary Sexton. Gary Sexton has been a very, very dominant player in the Domino's TYJ Racing Dented Fender Truck Series. He's been with us here for quite a while this year. He puts in a lot of time in practice. He's always got a fast Dented Fender truck, Premier Xfinity car. and also a top shelf cup car. And he's looking to pull off a humongous win tonight if things can maintain where they are now. But everything can change in the blink of the eye here at Bristol.
Yeah, I mean, all it takes is one little incident in front of you here at Bristol, and you got nowhere to go. So there's not too many trucks left out on the track for that to happen right now. Probably part of the reason we've been green flagged here for 90 laps. But yeah, Gary Sexton is just driving away right now at the front of the field. It was quite the battle there for 75 laps with Andrew Kessler, and then looks like Gary just figured out how to really not burn his stuff up over that run and just save something for the end, and it's showing right now.
Yes, sir, Curtis. One more last. I said last time. This is the last Domino's driver profile. Again, thanks fans for viewing. We want to get these drivers who put in all this time. They also each pay a fee to be part of Domino's TYJ Racing, because we only recruit top drivers. Gary Sexton is from Colorado Springs, Colorado. His team is Cross County Racing. His sponsors are Hex Cam, tonight's on the truck, Predom Technology, Seasons Pizza, Celestron Telescopes, Overdrive Racing Party. He's been in sim racing 1 year. He's doing a fantastic job. He has no real world racing experience. We give special thanks to his new wife and also his son Julian, his first son. They got married just a month ago, I think, Curtis. And he's had a humongous August, I think July. And it's great to see him here in the race, leading and hopefully pulling off the win.
Yeah, his first win didn't come too long ago here in the Truck Series either. A little bit of a surprise too, because he's always running up front, and he just had a little bit of bad luck to start the year, but seemed to have turned around in the recent weeks for that number 17 machine. It's going to be 5 laps to go this time by for Gary Sexton.
Yeah, again, we want to give a lot of props out, a lot of thanks out to the people behind the scenes that bring these races to you. We can't put anybody in any particular order, because everybody that's part of Domino's TYJ Racing is a big part of what we're doing here, and we never want to leave out Michael Domingo with All Pro Broadcasting. In our opinion, he's got some of the best camera angles. He's always there. He's dedicated. He puts time and money into what we're doing here, and we want to make sure, fans, you put that subscribe button. This race has been one of the greatest we've had in a long time. You can always see our past races if you just YouTube search All Pro Broadcasting / Domino's TYJ Racing. Curtis, take us to the end.
Yeah, popsicle sticks in the air for Gary Sexton, this time by the stripe. 2 laps to go, and track is looking clear. Still only 3 trucks on the lead lap. Andrew Kessler is 3.5 seconds back. Josh Tanner is 12.1 seconds back. So Gary Sexton has got a visual on the 3rd place driver. Josh Tanner can probably see him in the mirror too. Actually, it's going to be 2 laps to go this time by. My bad on that one. Gary Sexton making his way around the number 33 of Vernon Markheim, but Gary, he started from the 5th position tonight, and he just abided his time, and made the pit stop at the right time, timed it perfectly, got the lead at the perfect time, and managed to avoid that wreck. But looks like checkered flag is going to be in the air. Gary Sexton wins it here at Bristol.
Yes, sir. Great finish there for Gary Sexton, as well as the top other drivers. Looks like Andrew Kessler brings home another great top 2. Josh Tanner in the 84 iRacers Digest finishes 3rd. Daryl Campbell finally gives up the ghost and has to finish 1 lap down in the number 6. Veterans of Foreign Wars, no scars, no stories. This week is the anniversary of the end of World War II, VJ Day, and we appreciate all the drivers with their Thanksgivings on the trucks like that. Curtis, if you want to go over the rest of the finishing field, we'll get these guys ready for interviews.
Yeah, win number 2 on the year for that number 17 machine. Gary Sexton wins it here tonight at Bristol. Finishing 2nd is going to be the number 98 of Andrew Kessler. Josh Tanner finishes 3rd here tonight in his number 84 machine. Gerald Campbell 4th. William Locklear rounds out your top 5. Ray Richards, solid run there in 6th. Sean Kalis, good run for him, finishes 7th. Jeremy Crandall 8th. Joe Johnson 9th. Shane Parrish in the 81 rounds out your top 10. David Wright in the number 42 finishes 11th here tonight. Vernon Margheim 13th. Vernon Margheim 12th. James Somke 13th. Ivan Garcia 14th. Tyler Chalk 15th. Mark Jackson 16th here tonight. Jeff Martin finishes 17th, 101 laps down. Caught up in that final wreck there. Jack Watts as well, 102 laps down, 18th. Eric Stanford 19th. Paul Krugman 20th. Blake Griffith 21st. Judd Danielson 22nd. Ralph Vandervorst 23rd. Michael Fravor 24th. Sam McGibbon 25th. Gio Bromanti 26th. Chad Payne will round out your field, and it's like Gary Sexton is just completing his Polish victory lap here, and getting ready to get driver interviews ready here, just waiting for Josh Tanner to unbuckle.
Yes, sir, Curtis. It looks like he has unbuckled and he's out of his truck now, and you're standing beside him right now for the third place finisher.
Yeah, caught up with third place finisher of Josh Tanner. Josh, you drove your 84 truck to a third place finish tonight. You started 23rd. You had the speed in practice, but you decided not to take a qualifying time. I gotta ask, what was the strategy there? It's Bristol, and you know lots of things usually happen at Bristol, and they're pretty hard to avoid. So what was the strategy behind that one?
Well, I wish I could say that I was actually not taking a qualifying lap, but in truth, I screwed up all of my qualifying laps, so I kind of was forced to start back there, which was unfortunate, put us behind. I think I was involved in the first 3 accidents, and then I also ended up having a pit stall on the backstretch, so it ended up being a rough one, but at least we made it.
Yeah, and it looked like you were trying to kind of use an opposite pit strategy than a lot of these other guys that were running up front anyway for the rest of the race. It seemed like you were pitting at basically opposite times than what the 98 and the 17 were. Did that affect how you could keep up with them out on the track, or did you have even tires with them for that last run there?
I feel like I probably had a little better tires, but truth be told, Gary and Andrew were just faster than I was, so I had to try to do something. But it was just, I'm happy to come home with a third. Bristol's not my best track, despite it being, I guess, my de facto home track. So I'm just happy to get out of here and not hurt myself in the points.
Yeah, anytime you can even make it out of Bristol, making it to the finish on the lead lap can be considered a good finish. But yeah, you definitely need to have some solid runs to stay inside that top 30 in points. You've got the 2 wins to lock you in, and yeah, third place finish is definitely a step in the right direction towards keeping yourself in there. Anybody you'd like to thank for your third place finish here tonight? Who helps you get it done?
Just me, myself, and I, unfortunately. But thanks to you guys for putting on the broadcast and running the league.
All right, Josh. Well, congratulations on third place finish here at Bristol tonight. We'll let you go and celebrate, and I think Robert has caught up with second place finisher of Andrew Kessler.
Welcome, Andrew Kessler. Congratulations on that great second place finish. It looked like you had everything you needed to catch the leader there with about 30-40 laps to go. Andrew, tell us about your race and what you could have done different to win this one here at Bristol.
Well, I think if I had a little bit less damage, I think it would have helped there. I was able to keep up with Gary there on that last run early, but once the tires started wearing out, it just the damage caught up to me. I didn't have as much straightaway speed, and that's pretty much all she wrote, and I had to hang on to it for second. So a little bit less damage. I might have had a chance to get after him there, but it just wasn't in the cards for tonight.
Yes, sir. I tell you what, second position after this kind of race is nothing to sneeze at. A lot of trucks had a lot of damage, and you did an incredible job there, at least in my opinion, of maintaining where you were. You were even gaining on him. You had a look on the inside a couple of times on that last restart for the pass. Like I said, this is absolutely going to help you in the points, although you've already got a couple of wins. Congratulations, Andrew. Who'd you like to thank?
I appreciate it, guys. First off, thank you guys for the broadcast putting us on, especially Michael. with All Pro Broadcasting there, getting it done each and every week. Want to thank, of course, Aegis, everybody on the team. James Ross had to miss, which gave us our other guys here its opportunity to get a win. So congratulations to Gary, and I want to thank Dave for spotting for me tonight too. That helped me a lot, especially get through some of that action. So I appreciate it from everybody, but thank you.
All right, thanks, Andrew. We'll let you go. Just waiting on Gary Sexton here. Caught up in victory lane with our winner tonight, number 17 of Gary Sexton. Gary, it was a pretty good race out there for you tonight. Got a little bit of damage early on, but you got to start from the 5th position. You basically ran up front all night, and it seemed like you just got the lead at the perfect time. A big wreck happened right behind you after that, and you never looked back.
Yeah, Curtis, feels good to hear you say winner, especially here on a pavement track. I know I got that dirt win. It's a bit of a specialty, but yeah, my goal tonight was to just stay up front. And when I qualified 5th, I was kind of nervous. I mean, 5th usually, you qualify 5th anywhere else, you think, oh, you're sitting pretty, but I was actually nervous starting 5th on the bottom. I was like, oh man, here I could fall back a 10th in the first lap, and then you're right in the middle of it. And as you saw tonight, outside the top 3, you're not safe. And so I just implemented that strategy to stay out and just stay up front. I only pitted once tonight, right around the halfway mark, or a little bit before halfway. I think I went that last run quite a bit. I only had 0.4 laps left on fuel, so I just made it. But yeah, that was it. Tires held up. And once we had that green flag run, I was able to get into a rhythm. But I'll tell you what, it's definitely nerve-wracking, even in the lead, with a 2-3 second lead here, trying to navigate lap traffic. It gets pretty chaotic, and you never know. You never know what's going to happen. One little mess up in front of you, that's it for your night. But yeah, overall, awesome night tonight. Just really stoked to get a second win on the season, and hopefully move up in the points here.
Yeah, you came into the race in 5th here, and obviously James Ross wasn't in the field, but so that should help some of these guys. But yeah, like you said, last win came on the dirt, July 19th at Eldora, so good for you to get a pavement win here tonight and your second win on the year. Show these guys that you know how to drive on pavement too, and it wasn't just that dirt win that got you into the chase. So sure, you got these guys a little bit more up on their heels now, and congratulations. Who would you like to thank?
Yeah, 10-4 Curtis, building that momentum. That's what it's all about before the playoffs start. And yeah, I'd like to thank first and foremost my team, CCR, Joe Johnson, Will Davis. I'd like to shout out to Will Davis. He's having his first child tonight. So Will, if you're watching, I know that feeling. I went through it last year. It's awesome. And you're in for an awesome time ahead of you. And Joe for running the races with us and coming out and practicing, just helping us get faster and faster. I'd like to thank my family, of course, my beautiful wife, my child, all my brothers, my dad for watching, my mom for coming out and watching my son when my wife has to work. So, I wouldn't be able to do that without any of those guys helping me out. So I'd like to thank them, thank Domino's, All Pro Broadcasting, Michael D'Amico, Curtis, you up in the booth. You got me all amped up yesterday. We were talking racing all day, so I feel like I came out here and I owe some of that to you. And then of course Robert for putting on the league. I know he's battling some headaches today, and that's never tough. So just overall, thank everybody. This is awesome.
Yes, sir, Gary, real quick. And Curtis, I wanted to thank you for your dedication to this league. It takes high-quality people like a Curtis Young, a Judd Danielson, a Michael D'Amico, a Gary Sexton, a Shane Parrish. I can name a dozen more guys. Hopefully I'm not leaving them out. Chad Payne, we appreciate everything he's done. He's going to be working with us for our fantastic trophies into the year. And I do want to mention there, Gary, you won a nice young lady a free pizza looks like Amy Hall from Parkersburg, West Virginia, who knows Kevin Fetty. Kevin Fetty was not in the race tonight, but she chose you, and you pulled off the win, so congratulations. I know it's an awesome feeling to know you're helping somebody feed their family. We love giving away these free pizzas, so congratulations on that as well, Gary.
That's awesome. I'm glad to hear someone finally picked me. No, I'm just kidding. But that's awesome. Yeah, it's good to hear somebody's able to get a pizza out of that. And I just like to do one more little shout out to my paint scheme. I know I kind of had to cut us off there in that interview in the race, but just like to thank my sponsor, which is pretty much myself and everyone else that helps me out with making these iRacing videos. Trying to get this going to promote a little extra money on the side. And yeah, so Dirty Air Studios, if you want to check out a sample of iRacing work I've done, just go to the Domino's Facebook page. I believe it's facebook.com/Domino's TYJ Racing. You can check out the Dirt Renegade series video I made, and probably putting a few together here for the chase for all three of these series. And look for some updated graphics. Hopefully, I get a chance to work with All Pro Broadcasting to get their stuff looking a lot better than it already does. Not that it doesn't now, but I want to really enjoy this league and everybody a part of it, and you know, everyone from All Pro to Domino's. You know, I just want to help bring it to the mainstream. So thanks again.
Yes, sir. Congratulations there, Gary. Go ahead, Curtis. What were your takeaways from the race?
It was a good one overall. I mean, big wreck there at the halfway point that caused complications for quite a few drivers that they had an opportunity to win this one. And
yes, sir. I tell you what, things happen faster at Bristol. People know it. You're going to see it all weekend long. We're just happy that here at Domino's TYJ Racing fans, we, along with All Pro Broadcasting and Michael D'Amico, we were able to bring you the first Dented Fender's truck race, Camping World Series truck race, however you want to call it. Of course, we're simulated live tonight here on All Pro Broadcasting before you can see the real one. And hopefully you enjoyed it as much. Make sure you tune in tomorrow night, fans, for the Premier Xfinity Iowa 200, sponsored by ServPro. You do not want to miss that race. You're going to have another exciting race to watch starting at 8:50 p.m. Eastern, live on All Pro Broadcasting, as well as your next chance to win that free pizza like Amy Hall from Parkersburg, West Virginia did tonight. So for Curtis Young, Michael D'Amico, I am Robert McFarland. Thanks for watching, fans. Enjoy the rest of your week, and make sure you tune in right here, same time tomorrow night, same channel, All Pro Broadcasting. We'll see you then. Have a good one.
Smithley, driver the number 0, JD Motorsports Chevrolet, and you're watching All Pro Broadcasting.